Over the years, superheroes have changed in different ways. The values they show, powers and abilities they have, their thoughts and even threats are due to the constant changes of society needs and the time we live. The needs and manners we had as a society may have been fulfilled by what nowadays we consider the old-fashioned superhero, but we all agree that those manners and thoughts have changed. As a consequence, new moral values need to be represented according to the 21st century needs of the people. A superhero on the 21st century must be someone people can trust in, but at the same time, someone that shares moral values according to the time, so society finds a hero who can transmit them security, peace, and strength for them to go on whenever a situation gets difficult. To show this point of view, an excellent example would be Superman, an old but probably the most popular superhero of all times. He has suffered many changes through the time and the point that society don't really appreciate the original character anymore. Instead, society has created its new Superman, adapting him with all the necessary changes for survive and become a role model these days.
The aspect of the superhero can change, but also their behavior, ideas, and values according to the time in which society is developing. These kind of changes that may look simple or insignificant really mean a lot, taking into account that they can change superheroes' course and have a social impact for better or for worse. In the original stories of Superman, he was rude and aggressive and combated crimes with more brutality than actual versions of him. The Superman that appeared in the comics by year 1930 did not worry about the damages his strength and brutality could have caused against villains, including death, but this changed years later. In 1940, a new behavior code was implemented by the editor, establishing that Superman was not allowed to kill anymore, and also with a less aggressive and more human version of Superman that could give the people someone to feel identified with and the feeling of trust and fight for the good. Now, analyzing the last representation of this superhero in his last movie, Superman, Steel Man, we can surely say that although he has been changed, he still represents values we need or even have in our society, such as perseverance. When he discovers his origins and finds his purpose in life, he decides to save, help, and defend humans, never giving up. Another thing he needed to represent for actual society was fight for what you want and appreciate no matter the risk or the decisions you have to make. This is because nowadays we are living in constant danger and every day more people are doing bad things because of necessity, and we need to fight and not to let these people hurting us. As well, the government has control over us, but really us the people have to control ourselves, so this aspect is a way to relate with the superhero.
Every time superheroes are more similar to humans talking about personality, so that something that would make them more attractive but still being an example to follow would be the fact that this superhero in a few years will be having the responsibility to prevent the attitudes that will be putting in danger society. Also, superheroes' judgments will have become attached to human decisions, and he will have to decide either to follow those decisions or to kill whenever it's necessary.
Those kind of changes have been made with other superheroes too, and since society is constantly developing and growing up, the needs will be changing and consequently the classic view of superheroes will have become old-fashioned.
This isn't you! You don't do this!
I do now.